Hello, hello. It's Heather from My Mini Front Porch. I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff at you today for making words you can 3D print and put on your little wreath. Now, Tinkercad, that's where I go for building my 3D objects, does have an option for text. But its fonts are incredibly limited. And I typically use a script font so that the letters are all connected to each other when I put them on a wreath. So here is how you get better fonts in Tinkercad. You can do it right from your computer if you have fonts that you like and a program where you can save graphics. I am going to show you Canva today. It's also free, so you just go to canva.com and sign up. A lot of cool stuff on Canva. So I'm just going to show you one little tiny thing today for making a word for your wreath. You've got your account. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to use custom size. I'm just going to make a long, thin document here for typing a word. And I am going to do the word welcome. I'm going to grab the text and I'm just going to grab add a heading. Put it right in the middle of my document for me, and I am going to type word welcome. Oops. Well, if I type the letters in the right order, I am. All right, next, let's choose our fonts. Canva has lots and lots of them. And you can even sort them by script fonts so that you don't have to scroll through all of the others. Now, these are ones for their paid options, but there's lots of different fonts that you can use too. And I'm looking for one that isn't super thin and that all the letters are connected to each other. I like this one. They're nice and thick. It's a nice thick font so that these little pieces here won't be crazy delicate when I'm trying to handle them and put them on the wreath. Now, if you want to deal with that, that's entirely up to you. Okay, so there's our word welcome. The next thing we need to do is come up here to share. We're going to download it. If you have the paid version of Canva, you can go right to SVG, which is what we need in Tinkercad. But if you don't, I'm going to just add an extra step here. So I'm going to start with the PNG file, and I'm going to download it. It goes to my downloads folder, and then I'm going to go to another freebie. I will link all of these in the description. So right here, how do you pronounce that? Convertio? You see, I did one before. Convert files, choose files. We are going to go to our downloads folder, click on the welcome graphic that we just made. And right here, we want it to say SVG. Okay, and then I'm going to click convert. Did a practice run through of this video, and this conversion took a little while, so hopefully it doesn't do that this time. Good. Now we want to click download. And now that's in our downloads folder, and it is an SVG file. So head on over to Tinkercad. Get rid of this guy. And click import. And we are going to choose that SVG that we just made. Also, it is huge. It does not need to be so big. So I'm just going to scale it down to 10%, and it will still be quite large. Okay, well, that's downloaded. Oh, there it was. I started to worry it was going to take a while. There is our three-dimensional word, welcome. Now, I'm kind of a visual person. I often need the thing right in my hand to decide how big it needs to be. So my wreaths are usually around 2 inches. If you know how big your wreath is, make a little circle. Help you get a feel of how big you want the word welcome to be. So I'm just going to pretend that's my wreath. When you resize, it's resizing 3 dimensions, 3 different measurements, not just one. So if you grab this little corner and start moving it, oh, it's just resizing 2, doing the length and the width. It gets kind of skewed. I mean, maybe you like it like that. It could be cool. But if not, just hold the shift key and it will resize all 3 of them together. The length, the width, and the depth of the object. So that looks pretty good to me. If I just type it in here, it will change only that one and not this one. And I don't even begin to guess the math to get that how I want it. But this looks pretty good as long as this is the outside measurement of my wreath. Maybe the inside hole is a little smaller. And then I'll be able to glue it right on there. The only other thing I would want to change is how thick this is. And because I do that part in millimeters, I have to switch again. So 3 millimeters is actually pretty thick. I usually make them about 1.5 or maybe 2 if I want it to be a little sturdier. There's my word. And now all I have to do is export it. It goes to my downloads folder. And then I can open it in my slicer and print it. And I'll have a cute little word to glue on my wreath. Okay, that's it. Oh, here I'm clicking on the wrong things again. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that's helpful.